investigators are not letting up in their search for answers in the Gabby Petito case.
Northport police are still stationed outside of the Laundrie family home, even as the search for Brian Laundrie continues a few miles away from there. 8 on your side, Jeff Patterson joins us now live from that home in Northport with the latest on what happened today.
Good evening, Josh and Stacy. Well, there hasn't been any noticeable activity today at the Laundrie family home, although we've been here for most of the day. However, people in this neighborhood and even across the country seem fixated on the story of Gabby Petito and the disappearance of Brian Laundrie.
A few days ago, the FBI descended on the Laundrie family home, gathering evidence and speaking with Brian Laundrie's parents. Today, nothing. Northport police are keeping a watchful eye on the Laundrie family home, as is the media. Nancy Butler lives not far away and felt compelled to come here.
We live about 11 minutes away, and I just shared with my husband that I wanted to really come and just say a prayer for both families. I just feel like neither family wins in this situation.
Like many, she's following every detail of this story and hopes Brian Laundrie will come forward soon.
I feel terrible for the Petitos. I feel sorry for what the Laundrie family's going through, and just wanted to say a prayer that they would have the wisdom to do the right thing and bring this thing to an end.
Bob Prokopiak lives just a couple of blocks away and also came to see what's going on outside of the Laundrie family home today. He knows the area and doesn't believe Brian Laundrie could still even be alive in the vast Carlton Preserve where police are searching.
Something's not right because he carried a backpack out a week ago. Where's he getting his food? Where's he getting his water? To me, he don't look like that much of a survivalist.
People in this normally quiet neighborhood are hoping that police find something soon so that their neighborhood can return to being quiet. Live in Northport, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
Okay, so this is the neighbor talking about Brian Laundrie. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. I fell off. Sorry. All right, pull it up. All right, so I found it.
I saw him, they went for a walk in the neighborhood. That was about all I saw.
Okay, so you saw him, okay, September, I'm sure you don't remember the day, right?
I want to say it was Thursday or Friday before we knew Gabby was missing.
Okay, great. So what did you see?
They, as a family, the mom, dad, and him came out to take a stroll in the neighborhood. That was really all. You didn't think anything of it? No, not at all.
Looked like a normal interaction.
Yeah, we'd seen them do that before, so it never seemed strange to us that they would go for a walk through the neighborhood. So.
And then Gabby, over the last 2 years, you used to see her all the time?
They actually hadn't been in the house for the last 2 years.
Okay.
The whole family. They didn't actually. There was somebody renting the house,
I read that, yeah.
and so. But once they moved in, we did see her occasionally.
Yeah.
Not very often. We saw Brian more so as they were working on the van, but we didn't see her terribly often. Every now and then.
So you saw him working on the van. What was he doing?
Woodwork, putting up paneling or making a bench, it looked like, of some sort in the van. We didn't know that they were converting the van. We just knew that they were working on it. So,
And when you saw him come back, your initial reaction was he's back from his trip.
yeah, because at that point, I didn't know that she formally lived here. I thought maybe she was visiting. So, because we just, they hadn't been here very long, so I didn't know if she was just a girlfriend visiting and that sort of thing.
What's
So.
your reaction to all this now? How are you guys have been front row seat to this thing. How are you feeling?
It's very surreal. Very surreal in the sense that you just never expect to see or know somebody in your neighborhood that was either with somebody and had something terrible happen, or could have been, much less, actually the perpetrator of something terrible happening to somebody.
And the Laundries, how well do you know them, the parents?
Not very well, just to say hi on the street and that sort of deal. So that was usually about the extent of it.
Do you feel, look, you're a taxpayer of Florida. You're a taxpayer of the United States. There's a lot going on right now looking for him. Do you kind of wish that the parents were talking a little bit more or not? Do you think?
If they have knowledge, yes, I would love to say, please share more information. If they don't have knowledge, then, there's only so much they can do as too. I think it's yes, it's crazy that they're going through this just for one person, but I really hope it's a fruitful search that, if nothing else, at least it provides answers to what the heck happened.
Okay, this is the other one.
We're continuing to follow the search for Brian Laundrie. It's been over a week since anyone has heard from him. Just yesterday, the investigation into his fiancée, Gabby Petito, went from a missing persons case to a homicide. And now search crews are focusing their attention on this nature reserve in Venice. And that's where Fox 13's Kimberly Cuisin joins us live. So, Kim, you've been following this story since day one. Walk us through what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve in the first place.
Hi, Linda. Well, what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve was Brian Laundrie's parents. Now, keep in mind, on Friday night, when they reported him, quote, missing, they told investigators that this was the area that Brian was coming to on Tuesday. They said that they saw him walk out of their house with a backpack, supposedly jump into that Mustang, and go to the Myakkahatchee entrance, which goes into the Carlton Reserve. So they're basing this search on tips from the parents at this point in time.
So that silver Mustang that was towed away from the Laundrie home on Monday, do we know why? Looking for clues, obviously, right?
Obviously, that's a good answer right there. But that was also towed away as that FBI agents went up to their house executing the search warrant. Now, the Mustang was towed away as evidence was also taken out. Talking with investigators, they're going to be looking at that Mustang, combing it over just as they are this reserve, looking for any evidence that may tell them where Brian went past when he left his house.
Well, law enforcement has been searching this reserve for several days now, but this is the first time, I believe, that they've brought in a dive team. So do we know why they're taking this additional step?
Yeah, Linda, well, this is the first time that we have seen that dive team go into the reserve. And we know that they have gone in there because the investigators say that they have searched a number of areas on land. They said that they're starting to exhaust their land search and they're going to look into the water to see if it contains any clues of Brian or Brian's belongings. That could also include the backpack if it ended up in there or anything that belonged in that backpack. But investigators are now honing in on that, just saying that they've been looking all over the land. They haven't been able to find anything at this point, but they continue to bring resources in here. Just a few minutes ago, we saw a Verizon signal truck coming in to help boost the signal of investigators that are back out there. So there's something in here that's continuing their search at this point in time.
All right. And when is the next time that we could get an update from either the Northport
Interesting.
Police or the FBI?
Well, we have been hearing from the Northport Police Department. They have been answering our questions, but they haven't been holding any press conferences at this point in time. And they tell us that the next time that we
This
will
is
see
interesting.
there's a
This is
significant
interesting.
development, either when Brian is found or something is found here in the reserve, or if they get any credible tips where Brian could be located.
Like video, perhaps the media could share. So we'll wait and see.
Have
Kimberly
you
Kazan
heard
reporting live for us. You're doing
the
a great
new
job out there. Thank you.
911
Well, remember
call?
for updates.
I did. So I read where I was looking around. I mean, I saw like some comment where I was looking around where somebody said that the person who made the 911 call retracted the statement that she was hitting and said that it was him.
Really?
I mean, they retracted the statement. The person said that in the comment that they retracted the statement that he was hitting her and said it was her hitting him. And that's not what I heard in the 911 call that I heard.
All right, let's
They
see.
very clearly reported that he was hitting her.
And this is another thing. Hold on. Is this on here? Hold on. This is the crazy part. Like I saw some of this, but I was like, wait a minute. I need to watch this with somebody else because I know this is not happening right now. Hold on. How about English? How are you today?
So they said they sent divers. That means they don't think he's around, do they?
That that he may not be made like he's,
They think he hurt himself.
Yes. To be on the nice side, yes. Hi, Tracy. How are you? You got to go exercise? I should be exercising too, but I have too much problems with my bones that I just can't seem to do anything other than say, ooh, ah. That's about all the exercise I can get.
I'm going through that too.
Huh?
I'm going through that too.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
So this is the whole thing.
Subject just hit the curb. Correction, speed limit is 15. I'm about 3/4 of a mile into the arches, just before the gate.
What gets me is when he's sitting there smiling about his girlfriend possibly going to jail.
Right. Because he knew that he was a one. I don't even understand.
You want to place your vehicle into park and go ahead and turn it off for me?
Hold on, let me stop it. What'd you say, sweetie?
I don't understand how the call was about him and they switched it. And when they know, like, victims will often put the blame on themselves. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've taken classes about that.
Right.
But then I don't, like, police officers really have like 2 years of college unless they've gotten a degree outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe I should consider that.
Yeah. I think
They have like,
I think they got issues, to tell you the truth. And I think that they more likely go with the guy than they do with the girl most of the time.
so what they have is like a post certificate. And there's some of them, like my brother, where they send you to trainings all the time. So there's some of the police officers in the certain stations that they do give a bunch of further education to.
Right.
But I don't think that that's true for every police officer that's on the street.
I've heard that they can get in there with just a high school diploma
and a post certificate
or
which
a
takes
GED,
6 months.
and then they got to go through training. That's it.
Right.
That is all that it takes to become a cop.
So yeah, so it's not even a 2-year degree. you know? It's
Right.
a certificate. It's basically a
Exactly.
certificate.
Basically.
So, yeah. So,
So
like,
they can't tell me that I really think they need to take a what you call it class, like a psych class to kind of get their
right.
psyche right, because they're just all over the place. And I think that they pick and choose who they want to, you know, be on that side, whose side they gonna be on. And majority of the time, if it's guys, they're on the guy's side. Because why would you
Right.
be treating her like that? She looks distraught.
I mean, they do have the experience of being on the street all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I also think that, um, I mean, I guess, you know, domestic violence calls are probably not fun, but I think
Right.
that they don't like those because they're the most dangerous.
Right.
Because, you know, somebody could call them and they turn on the police
Mm-hmm.
often,
Right.
you know.
Right. And the other thing is not only is it uh some kind of it's dangerous to them, is it's also dangerous not to just the police, but actually dangerous to the person that's being abused, and they have to sit there and get threatened, and they end up lying, and then it makes them look like they're the ones who's crazy and making it
Right.
up, making stories up when they're being threatened by the person that's abusing them.
Hmm. But I
So
don't,
they
I'm
need to
just saying,
train on that kind of thing as well.
yeah, I'm just saying, I tend to look at, um, police stuff
Mm-hmm.
sometimes and really be hard on the police officers, and then I don't sit back and think that I do have like way more units than
Mm-hmm.
like a police officer walking on the street.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
can't really they have experience probably of being on the street, but I have like way more college units, so I probably think about it differently.
And you got to
And
remember, they have these guys considered rookies, which are the new police, and they don't have that much experience, and they send them out like blind to what's
Mhm.
going on in the world. What's going on out in the streets. So when they go out there as rookies, you're gonna have sooner or later you're gonna have an issue with one of the cops because of the training they did not get, all the proper training they needed to
Right.
get, especially when they're rookies, because they're young. Rookies are young.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
sometimes when I'm calling it, I'll be like, it's common sense. And I
Hmm.
see people in the comments saying, it's not common sense. And I'm like, well, it's common sense. You know what I mean?
It's a type of common sense. Yes, it is. So
Right.
yes, it is a type of common sense. Tracy says, "Yep, I always said everything was fine just because um I'd get it worse if I said he hurt me." Oh, Tracy, oh my God, Tracy, I'm so sorry you went through all that. One of these days, you're gonna have to hop on this panel and talk about it. Do you still have to deal with him, or is he like long gone? Because I mean, it becomes like, I think Naomi said something about that home syndrome thing.
Right.
What's it called? Home
But I think that they thought that
something
they were
syndrome.
doing, I think they thought they were doing him a favor
Mm-hmm.
by doing that. And I think they thought they were doing her a favor by
Right.
not making the arrest. But
Right.
they really should have made, if had they made an arrest, she would have been alive.
Right.
Either way, even if they
Right.
arrested her for her own protection, she would have been alive.
Right.
They
Exactly.
had they had like a crime. They had enough to arrest her,
Mm-hmm.
so they said, and you know they bought him a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For what though?
So
What, are they supposed
right,
to be broke that they had to buy him a hotel? Yeah.
that part just seems weird. That makes me suspicious a little bit
Mm-hmm.
that they separated her from him. There's like some serial killer cops out there. They
Mm-hmm.
just got the California one a couple
Mm-hmm.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know, I'm just saying.
they also have cops that are abusing their women and they're okay with it. That's why they may help people who are doing the same, if you know what I'm saying. Birds
Right.
of a feather flock together, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And then Tracy says, I've been thinking about hopping on because I have stories, but we broke up 25 years ago. He's long gone, but I have issues. LOL. Tracy, I'm 53 years old. I don't know how old you are because, 25 years ago. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 53 years old. I don't have experience in me as far as my husband putting his hands on me, but I know a little bit about it. Um, I have an email right here, youknew2021@gmail.com. If you ever want to talk, it doesn't have to be on the panel. I'll even give you my phone number if you want to talk as well after you hit me up on my email.
I had experience with that once when I was young.
Really?
When I was like 17.
Whoa.
And my
So
boyfriend
teenage
was,
abuse?
well, no, but he told me he was 18 and I found out later he was 23.
Jesus, are you serious?
Right. But he choked me one time till I passed out. I have like red dots in my eyes from that.
Oh my gosh.
But I figured out, like, I tried to break up a couple times and he'd be like, I'm going to hurt myself. So then I just ended up instigating him into breaking up with me. And then I wouldn't take him back.
You did the right thing. See,
I
a
mean,
lot of them will go back.
some
Especially
people
if they're so what's it? Stockholm syndrome is the word I was trying to say earlier. But especially if you guys have been talking for a while and they do something sweet, they do something nice, they what they call it, they prep you, they make you make you feel like a princess, and then turn around and put their hands on you and say, sorry, I didn't mean to, and then they go back again. And it's like a circle, it's like a chain reaction. It just keeps on going until who breaks it up? The girl. Why is it
right.
the girl always having to be the one to take care of that? Why can't the guy get his mind straight?
But I knew that if I broke up with him, I was going to get hurt. So I like instigated him to break up with me. I didn't take his calls a few times and he called and broke up with me thinking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he tried to get back with me, but I was like, nope. You
Yeah,
broke up with me.
Tracy, write down my email and email me and we can talk. And okay, and you be careful over there. Be careful and stay safe.
But I
Go
knew
ahead.
if I stayed down that road, I would have ended up dead.
Was it that bad?
He choked me until I passed out.
So has he done anything beyond that? Like, is that the first time, or has he done something that led to that?
No, there was like things where if I was in public, he'd squeeze my hand to keep me from talking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But like this time I was asleep. I was sound asleep and I woke up and he was on top of me choking me. Like there wasn't even like words I could have said or anything.
Wow. That's horrible.
And then when I came to, he was crying because I think he thought he killed me, you know?
Yeah, he's crying because he thought he was going to go to jail.
Right.
Nothing to do with, because if he can sit there and put his hands around your neck when you're not able to do anything about it,
well, I
that
mean,
tells me that he's weak.
He might have should have been in jail because I found out later after I was dating him for like almost a year that he wasn't 18. He was 23. So he was older than me.
Yeah. You know, here in Louisiana, 17 is an adult. Believe it or not. It used to be 18. Now it's 17. Don't ask me why they changed it. Because then that means anybody, as long as they're 17, anybody can talk to them, no matter what age they are. As long as they're 17 and up.
I think it's kind of like that a little bit here, just like in regards to like medical care. Because I remember like when my daughter turned 17, she would have to sign releases for me. And I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For real. I take care of her. How, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I got
How are
you.
you making me sign a release? But I get it if the kid isn't in your home or something, then, you know.
Right. Wow. I'm sorry you went through that, girl. I mean, especially at such a young age.
No, I was really young, so
Yeah. 17 is very young.
I
I have
dodged that.
other than my husband, if I ever had anybody, like when I was talking to a dude, I would make sure that they knew I was not playing with them. If you have any thoughts of ever putting your hands on me, don't do it. You don't want to do it. Trust me, you don't want to do it. Not only will I have you walking crooked, I'll have you behind bars. And I don't care if it's the first time,
Right.
because I've seen that. I've seen abuse, and that was in my household, in my with my dad. He used to not like abuse her on a regular basis, but he would throw things at my mom, and that made it like what the heck? What is wrong with you? Why would you
And
throw things at her?
my parents really didn't have any idea about it
Wow.
either. So that's, I mean, they knew I had a boyfriend,
Yeah.
and that, but they didn't know like anything. There
Mm,
was, you know,
yeah. So, okay, for how long was this? And not, I know that you're saying they didn't know about it. I'm sure they sensed something, but they probably didn't want to ask you because you probably would have said, nothing's going on.
well, no, I was dating him for 2 years, but
Mm-hmm.
we lived in a very rural area. Like the
Okay.
area that my parents lived in, our closest neighbor was a mile and a half away.
Okay.
So I would go down, I'd come like to the town that they were in. My brother
Mm-hmm.
went to college there, and
Mm-hmm.
I would stay with my brother. So they thought that I was like staying with my brother, and my brother was looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother was really covering for me.
So did your brother know that he was putting his hands on you
After.
after?
Yeah.
And what did he
Yeah.
want to beat him or what?
I mean, they were friends, and they're not
Oh,
friends anymore. So,
whoa.
yeah. Yeah,
That's got
they
to
were
be a hard
friends.
hit for him, especially if they were friends. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I,
But my brother didn't know that I didn't know his true age.
mm-hmm.
Like my brother thought that I was aware.
So he thought you
So
knew, but you didn't know.
he thought I knew the age, but I
You
didn't
did
know.
know, like you did
Mm-mm.
know, but he thought you knew.
He thought I knew. Yeah. Because he was my brother's
Wow.
friend, but I thought he was younger, like he told me he was, and he
Right.
wasn't. So, yeah.
Wow. So I got it backwards. He thought you knew. He knew, but he thought you knew, but you didn't know.
Right.
Okay,
But I
I
didn't
got you.
know.
I kept saying it backwards. I was saying you knew. No, no. You knew keeps coming out of my mouth too many times. It's because of my name. I'm just so used to it. I literally, oh, look at my shirt my daughter in law made me. She made me 7 of them, different colors.
That's pretty.
Isn't it? She did such a great
Hmm.
job. So I have like every color, long sleeve because I get cold. And yeah. But I didn't get them for free because she tries to do it for free. And I'm like, nope, I send her money and then she can't send it back. I'm like, if you send it back, I'm going to send it again. So you might as well just leave it in there. So
Right.
because I told her, I said, business is business. Stop trying to tell me that I don't have to pay anything. Just business is
Right.
business. And mother-in-law and mother-in-law is 2 different things. So you got to keep your business, you got to pay
Right.
for your stuff. You can't do it for free. But she's starting to get it now. She's starting to get it.
Right.
It took a minute because she's trying to be sweet, and I know she's sweet, but yeah, business is business.
It will
Anyway,
help
so
you grow
go ahead.
it. So where is she listing her stuff at?
Oh, she's got a website, and
Okay.
we're trying to get a commercial going for her, so I could start viewing it on my lives, like
Hmm.
before and after kind of thing. But we just got to figure out what kind of video or what kind of filming or what kind of commercial it's going to be. Is I'm thinking to just like show the products that she has with a little music or something that her husband can, my son can make or something. Because I actually, oh, excuse me, my son is working on a rap for You New. So it's going to be a You New rap. Then he has to come up with a beat for her music. I mean, for her, I'm sorry, for her commercial. So we could talk about the products that she has. And, you know, we're not going to be talking about prices because what if she changes prices? Then we're going to change the price on the video, on the lot, on the
Because
commercial.
there's
So
like
that doesn't work.
there's an Amazon merch, or I don't know. I want to say it's merch, something like that, through Amazon, where you can have all the designs of your shirts in the like the back room, and then when people order it on the shirt, so you're not paying like upfront like that.
Oh, okay. So they
So
just, as they pay, you make them.
Right, they make it. So you do the digital design, and you can upload the design. You can upload the pictures of that, and then when people order the shirt, then they make it.
Okay, because that's basically what she does. But what they do is they order it from her, and majority of the time, my son does trading in stocks. So his friends have her make them mouse pads, shirts, cups, whatever that she can put designs on, she puts designs on, and they purchase like crazy from there. Like they spend a lot of money for her to do stuff for them. And that's actually through the stock and trading, which we'll be talking about all that on Sunday, because I'm
So if
doing,
somebody sends her a downloaded thing, she could put it on there?
yes, whatever pictures you send her or send me. Like if somebody sends me a picture, I can transfer and send it to her, like send it to her phone, and then she'll take it and then make the design. She's awesome. She's awesome. Yeah, she did with my Play With Me Some More, and she did my You Knew. She was gonna do You Knew News, but I caught it. I changed it before she made it. And then I have like in my room, I got the You Knew, and then the YouTube sign. That's all her. That's all her. She's great. She does a great job at it. No. I was doing my pie. I have this thing where you do pie and bee, and sooner or later it's gonna start being worth money.
Oh.
Yeah, but free money. You don't have to
What is
spend no
it?
money. Pie and bee. So PI and BEE.
What is that?
This, I'm gonna show you. Give me a second. Let me let it. You gotta watch this little silly commercial videos. At these ads, and then you go ahead and get off of it. Hold on. Got 3, 2, 1, and done.
And the
So
money,
it looks like
it's an app.
Yes. Oh gosh. Let me see if I could share it on here. Because you can't go backwards with this phone. So, okay. So do you see? Right. No. See, you're not gonna be able to see it. I'm gonna screenshot it, and then I'll send it on, and I'll show it on here. Okay, that's the pie. And screenshot that. Save
I have
it.
one on my phone that's like a scratcher one. And I think the guy said when people were winning, they thought it was a joke, so people wouldn't collect it. And then, but you have to get like $20 to cash out. And they used to send you prizes and stuff, but I think it's dead. Oh no, you have to get $10 to cash out. And I've been at $9.96 or 76 cents for like 2 years now.
For the longest time, huh? Wow.
For like 2 years.
Wow.
I'm like, I could never cash out
Jeanette,
because it's
I
not giving me
feel you.
$10.
I feel you, Jeanette. I feel you. I've been dealing with that with another app, and I'm like, I'm not doing this with you guys. I'm serious. I'm not doing this with y'all. Like, it's
They're like,
taking
you
too
can cash
long, and
out
then it's like,
20
oh,
in there.
play this game, play it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
then,
then when you
but
get to that one, a few pennies off, they don't even give you no more. I'm like, that's
that's,
crap. That's really
yep,
crap.
that's what happened. I'm sitting
That's
here
really
like,
crap.
occasionally I'll go in there and scratch just to see, and it's still like a few cents away.
I don't know about that one because I've tried too many of them and none of them work. I even told my daughter-in-law, I was like, oh my God, you got to play this. And I'm going. I'm having fun playing it. And you're winning, you win. Next thing you know, never mind. it's nothing. It's nothing. Like, it's not even, I don't understand it. I don't get this. Why is this on here? Five Below Hall. Okay. I don't know what it is with this thing. Hold on. It's doing it again.
That's what somebody should have a channel about, is all these apps and if they're real or not. Because sometimes they'll start out free and then it will be like, I want to know the catch
I would do
before
that.
I download it.
I
want to
want
know
to.
the
I would do that, but it would be a lot. There's a lot
Right.
out there like that.
I want to know the catch about
But I'm
all of
telling
them
you, that
before I download
Vipon
it.
is amazing.
Which one?
The Vipon. The Vipon.
Oh,
That's the most amazing one yet.
okay. And you've gotten, like, do you put a link down there so if people download it, you get money?
Oh yeah, it's in all my descriptions. Every time I do a live, it goes right straight to my description. Her
Okay.
her site is also on there too. My daughter-in-law's.
Okay. I'll check it.
Cool. Nope, that ain't it. There we go.
But I don't think this guy's, I don't know. I was watching Nancy Grace and she's like, he probably never went back. And I'm like, that's probably true. Like, what if he wasn't in that house the whole time?
So this is Pi, not the wallet. The wallet, don't worry about wallet. That's, I don't know what the heck that is, but Pi, P-I, and that's the one that
Okay.
you they're doing it for free right now. After a while, they're gonna start charging for the app. But for right now, it's free. But after that, they're gonna start charging for it because it's gonna be making money.
I know what that is.
And then this is B. You seen B before?
No, like Pi has to do with miles or something.
No. This is
Isn't
money.
Pi some kind of math equation though?
No, not that kind of pie. Yeah, not that kind of pie. It's it's initials for something. I never even paid attention to that because I was like, man, I'm making that money on here. So when it becomes cash, real money, it's free money. So yeah, that's something that's out there that not a lot of people know about it. So that's the other one, B. And they're both apps.
Okay. I'm all right.
I could send you the links if you want to your Insta or your
my Facebook,
your Messenger if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll get those.
Yes.
I
Okay.
I have an iPhone. I have a lot of apps on.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So it takes me straight to your Messenger, Jeanette, send. And boop. And it's My Nails by Nancy. I'm going to have to change that because it's too long. I need to put You New on there.
Yeah. I know I had one that you like do secret shopper one time. I only did one of them. I went in and it would have been cool because they were paying me like $7 or $9 to do. I went to Daniel Jewelers and had to tell them, like, fill out a little short survey. And so it was easy, but then I never got paid. So I was like, oh, forget
Yeah,
that
see,
one.
I don't know about them surveys. Yeah, I don't know about them surveys for real. All right, so then copy this one. Share. Messenger. Jeanette. Send. There you go. Good to go. Gosh. Have you ever been hungry but you don't want to eat because you know darn well you're not supposed to eat past a certain time? That's how I feel right now. Like I
do
should
it
eat
anyway.
crackers. That shouldn't be too tough.
I do it anyway. My husband says that though. Past a certain time you gain weight. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But I should
I
because
don't
I gain weight.
it's not the weight, it's the heart. Yeah, I get it. I have acid reflux, and as soon as I eat something past a certain time, as soon as
When
I
you
lay
sleep,
down,
it
I'm
comes.
like sitting there struggling with it. Yeah,
Right.
it hurts. Like it feels like my chest is about to burst wide open. It just burns.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to look at more of this video because this video really bothered me when I saw him smiling. And I found that to be very rude as heck and conniving. Like a conniving little happy little smile. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I took out of it. All right.
Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dashboard. All right.
He's talking to her like she's stupid or something.
Gabby, Brian. Okay. What's going on?
But if he swerved, then why are they getting on her?
Fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day.
Right. Reckless driving.
I'm sorry. I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. See, she's giving him excuses.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood? You got it, buddy. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Oh no, you're fine.
Oh no, you're fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and close your door. Why don't you come over here? SO229. I have the female that was on the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It just some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess my vibe is like, I hear me like in a bad mood, and I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an all-organic juice bar, but I just quit my job. I was a nutritionist. That was my job, cool. And I just quit my job to travel across the country, and I'm trying to start a blog. Have a blog and stuff. So I've been building my website. So I've been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of been like I don't know. He's like down there. I don't know. We've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down. Yeah, but I'm perfectly calm.
You could tell she's a nervous wreck.
He really stresses me out, and this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
All righty.
He's being nice to her, but is he being nice or
Like I said, you're not in any trouble.
condescending?
So just go ahead and take a seat. Watch your feet. What's that? Yeah, I just spoke to her. So
Look how
you want to
nervous
do me a favor?
he's,
Let's
he's
go ahead and
probably
get you to step
nervous
out
that
of the
she's going
vehicle.
to tell
Alrighty?
on him. He's like, did you speak to her? He knows he spoke to her because she was with him.
Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right now. So tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So, like, I lock the car and I walk away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time, and we really had a nice morning and everything. But she just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like Archie's Point and stuff like that.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute. She was getting her worked up, and then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys to her. So I got in the way. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push her. I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe.
Look how detailed he is. You remember what they say about people who do too many details without somebody asking?
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over in it.
Wow.
What about the speed? Did she take over the?
No, I saw
the pedal on you.
If I was going fast, I'm sorry. No, it's probably just the moment of, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline, seeing the lights flashing up, and then her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
yeah.
You know what I
We're
just
just going
thought
into
about?
the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water.
Hold on.
For the hike. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because they're playing still.
I just thought about something. The neighbor said that they weren't living in that home until recently, that they were renting it out.
Mm-hmm.
That means they have a home somewhere else, probably.
The parents?
Mm-hmm. Because I was hearing somewhere that like one of the parents works for the DA's office.
Mm-hmm.
And that, or is retired, something like that. But like, if they were renting out that home to somebody else and they owned it all the time, that would mean they have a home somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
maybe that's where
could be
he's
like,
at.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't obviously go there if it
In
has
that
a
area,
name
if
on it.
not yeah. I mean,
But,
not
like,
maybe not in that house, but in the facility of it,
there could be
where
a
they could bring
second
him
home
food and
there
stuff,
they need
because
to.
he's not living off
Right.
of nothing, huh?
Right. There could be a second home out there that they need to search because
Mm-hmm.
where were they living before when they
For
were
sure.
renting out what they own?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
I
letting
feel
that
you.
sink in. I was like, did the neighbor say they were renting it out? Like that whole,
That's
That's what
she
she
said. She said they're just coming back or something. Yeah, that's what she said.
Right.
And then she also said she seen him doing stuff in that van, like doing stuff to the van, but they barely seen Gabby. Rarely seen Gabby. I wonder why. If she lives there, like, wouldn't she be going in and out of the house?
Mm-hmm.
Or was she missing past this date? I mean, like, I'm wondering about that.
Right. But people that have rentals, like usually, like I can't say all of them, but when people have rentals, sometimes it's not just one rental. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the house they live in and a rental. But if they were moving into a house,
because that's
they were
how it
renting
was for us.
Right. How many
Yeah,
houses
that's
do
how
they
it does
have?
for us. We were renting our old house. Right, we were renting our old house and we were living in our new house. So yes, that
Right.
is definitely a possibility.
I'm just wondering how many houses they have because they're
Yeah,
only looking at that one,
I don't
and
know.
the neighbors just said they
Mhm.
just moved in.
Mhm.
They were renting it before. That's what she said.
I I wonder if the cops listened to this because obviously the news had just put it out there, but what about the police?
Hmm.
Have they checked that house? Because they're so into that one house and sitting there towing trucks off of here, taking this and towing a car here and doing this with this van, doing that. What about, like you said, the other house?
Where did
Have
they
y'all
come from?
checked it?
Right. Where did they come from if they just
Hmm.
moved back into a house they were renting out? And how many other properties do they have that he could be at?
Mm-hmm. If not inside, somewhere close so they can bring him food. Because you know that dude is starving and he looked like he need
Right.
food. He and she were so tiny.
Hmm.
Boy. Look at that
But they were,
smug look on his face, though. Hmm.
travelers. I wonder. I don't know. I wonder what his motive was with
If
that
the
too.
parents,
It was her
yeah.
van. She had a good
Mm-hmm.
job. She left her job to go travel with him.
Right. Right. I
But he
wonder.
upgraded. He helped upgrade the van. That's
Yeah.
what she said.
I
The neighbor
wonder.
said.
Oh, with the building of the structuring stuff, putting stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
making it into like a bed so they could sleep and all that, right? Okay, yeah.
Right.
So maybe, I'm not saying this is what it is, but maybe they had issues from being vlogger, like becoming vloggers. Maybe they were just getting on each other's nerves and he just couldn't take no more. Or it was a defensive thing. She was,
Right.
you know, she was defending herself and then he ended up pushing her. Who knows? But then they said it's homicide. So that means that she wasn't pushed. She didn't fall. A bear didn't maul her. So this is
Right.
done by a human being. So what was the injuries? I would love to know what
Right.
the injuries were. Did he have his hands around her? Did somebody, I'm not going to say he, allegedly had their hands around her neck? Did they break her neck? What happened? We want to know. It's taking too long. And I know they could figure this out. They found where she was. I don't see how they can't figure out what she went through. And I really think this is those little defense thing. I mean, those cuts or scratches that he has. There's little minor things that he started pointing to, saying like this, and the guy's like, I think he said it was old or something. I didn't hear what he said.
Well, I mean,
Because there was
he had a defense. He had a defense at the beginning. If he had just showed back up at home and she was missing, there's this video where the police separate them. He could have said, like, I never saw her again after that, right? But he went back and got the van.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean?
And got a ride with somebody, and then they went the wrong way. Yeah.
Right.
I have a video on that. They went the wrong way, and then he went frantic. They said he went frantic.
Right.
And jumped out the car.
I don't know.
So he jumped out the car.
They have other property.
Yeah. I wouldn't
and
doubt
they're
it.
not looking for
Yeah,
the right one.
I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe if enough people put this out there, maybe they'll, put it together. Who knows? Like,
right. But
guess what
people
this
don't
lady said on this live, named Jeanette. Huh?
Oh, what'd she say?
Say it again?
What did the lady say?
No, I said,
oh.
No. I'm saying, what if they see this video and say, this lady named Jeanette figured out something that a lot of people have not said anything about. She said,
Right.
what about if they have more properties and maybe he's somewhere in that facility? And
Right.
we said, hey, you're right, Jeanette.
The neighbor said they were
You
renting
may be
out that
right.
house. You usually don't rent out a house unless you have another
Mhm.
house. Something like
Exactly. That would make like no sense.
right.
That would make no sense to have a house if you're not and you're renting a house, but you don't have anywhere to go. Come the heck
Right.
on. I don't understand that.
Just
That's weird.
most people that I know that rent houses have more than one. You know,
Mhm.
and it sometimes happens where they move back into houses they've rented out, but that means they have property.
Right.
And they're just focused on that one property.
Exactly. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit because it was on so loud I could barely hear. You have to turn it down. I mean, turn it off. Put the mute on
My son.
or pause it, I should say.
I'm gonna
All
come
right,
back
here
in.
we go. Let's see what else they got here.
All right.
Okay.
Go for a hike. I'm really sorry about that. Of course.
Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You don't have anything in my pocket or anything like that, do you? Nope. Just the wallet? All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check your waistband? I got it. Turn around for me real quick. Perfect. I just want to make sure. That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor. Take a seat, all right?
I want to.
Oh, do you have your ID on you?
In the car, if you want to come with me.
No, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Brian asked me to marry him. And I said yes. One day later, Brian posting, "Till death do us part." I'm so happy. The answer was yes. Then there was the van, the 22-year-old and 23-year-old purchasing a vehicle to take them across country. A white 2012 Ford Transit van. New van means new adventures. And it
I don't know what's going on with this thing. There we go. And then it pauses.
You can come with me. I'll give it to you.
All right, you're fine. What's your first name?
Brian?
Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's on a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Dog and everything. So I give her time. And we really had a nice morning and everything, but she just worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like guards or something like that.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute. She was getting worked up, and then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys. So I got away. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And
look how nervous he is, though.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's on a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she grabbed the wheel.
What about the speed? Did she take over the...
No,
So
I
is
don't
that
have-
all
I
he
don't
had?
have
Is that
about
one little
fast,
scratch
so I know
on
it's
his
probably just
hand?
the moment of, like, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline, seeing the lights flashing up, and then her grabbing the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up. So we're just grabbing water for the hike. Okay. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's plans still to go for a hike. But it's good. I'm really sorry about that.
Of course. Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. My apologies.
You don't have anything in the
So,
pocket or anything like that?
He said the mark that,
Nope. Just
that
wallet.
was on his arm.
And then, do you mind lifting
He
your
did
shirt
the-
so I can check the waistband?
I got
Turn around for me real quick. Perfect.
Yeah, he said he
wanted to
did it
make
with
sure, that's all,
something.
man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take
But
a seat. All right?
that's all the marks that I seen.
But where did they
Oh,
get
do you have your ID on you?
in the car. If you want to come with me,
No, we'll just do
That
this.
she did
Go
it?
ahead and take a seat.
You come with me, I'll give it to you.
I don't
Because
know.
they made a restraining order against
Brian?
her.
Brian? Is that Layman spelling?
L-A-U-N.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
I'm just trying to figure out what else is there, because all he showed is just one little cut, and he said that it happened on something else.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
And they just turned off the radio, the thing at the cop did. See how they could turn things off and on
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but I just didn't
when they're
shave
saying
the ball.
something like
that's okay.
personal
I'll give it to
information.
you.
They'll turn it off, and sometimes they'll turn it off for their, for their good, I guess you could say.
Right.
SO
That one night restraining order. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
That
First
I've
name
never
Brian, Layman spelling, last name Laundrie.
Me neither.
Lima,
I think they
Alpha,
just came up with
Uniform,
something to keep them
Delta,
apart,
Romeo,
as if she's
India.
beating on him or something. There it goes again, getting turned off.
I've heard of police separating people for the night, but I've never heard of the actual restraining order. Like they're saying that you have to go sign off on, like that part. I've never heard of
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I've never heard of that either. I've heard of them telling them to stay. Either he leaves or she leaves, and neither, they don't need to be in the same place. I remember
Because
that
when they
much.
do the emergency orders, don't they have to show up at court?
Yes, you have to go to court for that.
Right, but this sounded like it wasn't even a court thing. Huh.
Yeah, it was basically they just put it together. Like here's a piece of paper saying y'all stay away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what did she say? She's showing him marks on her face.
Okay. So has he been drinking? Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb. Okay, if you're saying you hit him, then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth if he actually hit you. Because, where did he hit you? Don't worry, be honest.
He said, where did he hit you? And she said, right here on my face. So it's true.
He slapped your face or what? Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he slapped her, grabbed her, whatever. It's still putting his hands on her. So what is this cop talking about?
This officer said he hit a curb. While you're driving? While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Why they keep turning it off?
Why'd they turn that part?
Yeah, because she's saying something to do with
Did you already tell him all this?
him putting his
I didn't
hands
get
on
that
her,
far
most
into it.
likely.
She was hyperventilating.
She's saying that they don't drink, but at the point when you let them up,
You don't drink or anything.
she started hitting him.
Yeah, I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I kind of punched her arm like
She's saying was why he hit the curb. You said it was
Oh,
Gabby?
she was hitting him, saying
I'm
why
sorry, I
you
don't
hitting
know
the
that
curb.
dude's Gabby.
But that doesn't mean she put cuts on him with fists. Are you kidding me? Y'all lying on this poor girl. Look at that. And they turned it off again.
Try to meditate stuff, but you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
Look at him. He's trying to make her seem like she's
What's his name?
crazy.
Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
There goes another turn off.
I actually believe that there's video there that they have, but they're editing it. They're cutting it out.
Way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife,
Yeah, but what are they cutting off is what I want to know.
Right.
We would feed off each other's anxiety and spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean?
Wow, he's blaming it on her.
Well, you know, there's a first time, and then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying,
but what I'm
saying is, you've
I
heard
don't
everything
think
now.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch the
I
steering
didn't
wheel?
touch the steering wheel, but only for like a second because I just saw the lights come on and it was more just like you're an idiot, like you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and like swerve or anything like
No,
that?
no.
Okay.
See, he lied on her. He said she grabbed the steering wheel, and
I'm
it's
gonna
a
go ahead and
lie.
close this door again. Do you have enough air back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Any water?
I will see if I can find something.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
She's so sweet. She said, "You need water. Thank you."
You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? You might get a bottle.
Did you already give a statement for this officer?
Don't they have water in that van?
The gentleman here. Yeah. If this gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. We're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. You want to listen to what he has to say, and so then you tell him what happened. So we don't mind.
Start at the beginning for me.
Start at the beginning. Well, I don't want to go too far back, but we've been in Beyond Land for the past week or so, traveling around, and the flies here are pretty intense.
He's
the
so
flies are definitely
smug.
intense to her. And then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that our little squabble started because we were hanging out at the coffee shop, and when we got back to the van, there was some dirt and stuff in the van, and I moved our food around. It was a little disorganized, so she gets a little.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Do you need any water?
It's okay.
It's hot out
I
here.
we were going to get water because we ran out, but it's okay. No, it's all right. I don't like plastic bottles. It's okay. Thank you, though. But we just had a little disagreement there. And the disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, "No, it's okay. Thank you so much."
It's not my fault. That's good.
So it was just more disagreement, and I just wanted to.
What was the disagreement about?
It was. I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like I got dirty feet, I got sand in my flip flops and stuff like that. It was that we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things, little relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things.
Yeah, I can go.
And
I get it.
We weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way on the block. There's that moon. What was it called? Moonflower?
Right,
yeah, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breather. Come back. Just breathe. You know, really happy with it. I'm not upset with her. She got worked up and she had her phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, not her keys, her rings, the phone. And I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone. So she goes off without me with a car. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk. And she was trying to get the keys for me. So I was just going straight back up. And that's when she hit me. And I didn't get, I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit. And then I got really loud. And that's probably everyone's attention where I was going, back up, get away, just give me a...
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone? So you pushed her and she hit you?
It wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already I don't want to. She's already swinging, man. I was yeah. A lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches in your neck. You got 1 on your left side of your neck. You got 1 in your face here, and you got 4 that are bleeding over there. So it looks like 2 hands. Do you mind lifting
Oh,
up
now
your
they
right
got
sleeve
all
for me?
these
I'm curious
cuts.
about
You
something.
didn't have them a minute ago.
Look,
Oh,
here's
okay.
the
It's a
thing.
little bit of nails. I
He's
suppose
helping.
fingernails, but I'm not complaining.
Oh, you pushed
I'm
her,
not
so you
complaining.
pushed
Yes.
her to create
Bruised or
a
tender or anything like
distance.
that?
So he's giving
I'm
him
fine.
what
I
he
look
should
good.
be saying.
I hope she.
He said he
Leading
pushed her.
answers.
Right, he pushed her.
Mm-hmm.
He said he pushed her. And the officer said, "Oh, so you pushed her to create a distance."
Yeah.
Basically,
He's giving
that's
him what they call that
his self-defense
I
thing.
forgot the
He's
word
giving
for
him
it.
what he should be saying to not get in trouble.
Yeah. Right. There's a word for that. He's giving them leading answers where he's like
Right.
answering for him, but asking them and then answering it. And then telling them, that's how it happened, right? Like this is what it is. But it's not Brian talking about it. He's cutting them off and then he's saying, isn't that what happened? Yeah, right. That's it. That's how it did. Like what? I don't know. See what I'm saying? These doggone cops are crooked as heck. Sorry.
I don't think that about
All right.
every. I don't like saying that.
He doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just.
Huh?
But I think I don't like saying that about every police officer because I have a bias. But
No,
I
it's not
think,
every. Yeah, not
I'm just saying,
every.
I think that definitely they need some training. Like something's wrong with the whole
Yes.
situation.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, hold on. Here we go.
I feel bad. I think it's so public. I was just trying to be loud. Try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching. And I'm like, stop this.
I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Do you take any medications or anything like that? You don't take any medications or anything like that? Okay. Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Do I see my heart rate up? Whenever the lights flash on, it gets your heart rate up. Do I see my?
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one that it gets me going.
You probably can say, "Hey, buddy," whenever somebody walks up.
So, okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes anything?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No, none that I know of.
All right. Real fast, can I get your first name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
R-I-E-L-L.
And your last name? B-E-T?
T is in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-T.
I see. You guys both live in Florida, right? Or that's where you guys come from?
My license is Florida right now, but I'm from Florida.
But that's where you have it out of currently. That's like 29. I need a 29 by name of date of birth. First name Gabrielle. Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, India, Echo, Lima, Lima, Echo. Last name Tico, Papa, Echo, Tango, India, Charlie, Oscar. It's going to be Florida. we're just kind of hanging tight for a minute. All right.
Where does live? Georgia? Florida. Florida, yeah, was our last place.
Still get down there.
How long you been on this trip? 4 to 5 months out. I think you're teeter up to 5.
What was the terminus? What was the ending of the trip? Moving on your place?
We're going to Florida Lake. No, her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland, where we stayed. 2 years ago, we did a Flex Hospital trip, which we loved. We did in a Nissan Sentra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. Let's get a big van. Not a big, tiny van. But I said, let's try and do it a little better. And it's been great so far, for sure. But you were going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're probably here more familiar with it. Woofing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah.
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States, and Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything you can think of on your left and western. I know most of them.
It's
He's from
worldwide
Green
opportunities
Rivers.
on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer work away type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. We'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. What part of California is that?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park.
You're going
to be going through there?
Hello. What were you saying?
I said he's the police officers from Three Rivers,
Yeah.
which is near the town I grew up in. Yeah.
We'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Go ahead. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
I just want to go with 2 witnesses. And I reported it. You want me to tell you what he said?
Yeah.
Real quick. Do you mind hanging with him for a minute? So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, tell her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she would have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was
an aggression against her or a defense against her, as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in an instance of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of 3 criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I've watched. This is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my wheels at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling at the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both, and usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, fortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them. And then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect.
Yeah.
And we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today?
Too late
Thursday?
today.
So it won't be till tomorrow. I know, they're till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
So this is really bad news. Let's talk to him first. Brian?
Yeah.
Did you ask me to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A. It's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings, all kinds of stuff I can. But there's a few things I can't. When I say I, please, I'm not in charge of it. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statutes for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and you just received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we can do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay, but it also says we have to separate. There's no contact order, and we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And the little problem here is you guys out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now I don't want to take this small 21 issue.
We have a 22-year-old
blonde hair
who I
that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. Or we got to treat it the same.
Yeah, no.
But she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, you have friends in town, somewhere she could stay. Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can go to jail. You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to, you could get with her again tomorrow.
I'm going to take your radio.
If you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so office is closed, so you can go to the police department, fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together, which is going to have a court date online. They have to show up for a court date online and answer it. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, if you for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision. I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. It's a problem. I'm sorry that I had to get so public. So I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of it. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. First, if it's an initial appearance, will say, "Are you who we think you are?" Yes. Do you understand the charges been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no. The answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak to the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you. Say, "Hey man, I don't see 110 counts soaking wet, and you're a big strong guy. And we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to follow the statute. How you're like, what in the interest of you of justice for you, the victim, what do you think?" And they can decide to still prosecute, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away so she hates somehow. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. You don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into a court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And remember, me and her and her team, I'm sorry about all this, I apologize again, but so she's got her online court date, just acknowledge that she's her, and then she's got the one for the...
Well, there's automatically right now, there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
from this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Mon City Police Department.
I got all the papers.
And you have to ask them to give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. No contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it's in effect until midnight on the day of court. And then that gives you time to get the protective order, a long-term one, if you feel like you need one. It sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go to the police department, you can fill out the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, "Hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up." And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then
I can't talk to her now because it's separation, right?
So, tell me this. Do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want to know what
on your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally within minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that you can stay with.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that...
Man, I sure hate to... I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like, that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you get a citation.
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're going to book her, and they'll take her fingerprints and go on her criminal history, and then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It was going to show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she was found guilty, it'll show up that she was guilty of domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's still going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. Or is this Class B? This is Class B. But they do require a fingerprint on it. Yeah. Okay, so the other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she could be charged with a Class A. Well, which is a little bit different, but it doesn't help us. If you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating her contact. No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out and you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So you're interested. That all make sense?
No, I'm getting it all.
It's a lot, really quickly.
I'm getting it all. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been around long?
No, I don't know anyone in town. If she went...
I don't think CK will take her to see the aggressor. No. There's a women's shelter. I'm curious. You can find out. Say, so where to go.
If you did the citation, like say she drove off in she could drive off in this car.
We could give you a ride somewhere.
Then I got my backpack.
That's for you.
I got my backpack. You can spend the night. You want to drive me to Delicate Art?
Does she have a good driver's license?
She's gonna get you a driver's license. Yeah.
So she would do vehicle.
Yeah, she can.
Then you'd kind of be homeless for the night.
And man, I can't talk to her at all. Well, and I've got to do the thing, so I can't go camping.
You can tell her what it is that she needs to do to get through all this, and then let her know what your plan is.
Here's the problem, though. If we take you up to Delicate Arch, you're going to be hoofing it from Delicate Arch all the way down to Moab Center Street so that you can fill out that paperwork, because if you're not there by noon tomorrow, you're going to be looking at Monday morning.
It's early on Friday.
Yeah. You'd be looking at Monday morning before you could actually see her again.
Again, we're not trying to make your life hard. This is written statute. There's nothing
a lot of
about it. It's designed to protect victims of domestic assault. Not everybody's the same. This is different than normal, but we have to treat everything the same. And that's how it is.
You can't afford a hotel.
No,
Very little money we have for sure.
You want me to? I'll call Sea Haven.
See if CK will take it for the night.
I'll see if they'll take either one of them, because then we can figure it out.
This is the way we take me. Oh. Actually, CK will take him as a victim of domestic assault. CK will take him, and they'll help you tomorrow.
And you're like a block and a half away from the PTA.
Let's see if CK will take him, because they actually put up. Actually, they didn't take a guy, but they got a hotel for a guy last time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
CK might get you a hotel. Now, what she does,
I'm happy sleeping outside in the sleeping bag.
No,
I don't
no,
need
we don't want that.
I'm just saying.
I think CK will get you a hotel. If you want her to have the van, we don't care. It's up to you. But we'll look at that.
Yes, this is Officer Robbins with Moab City Police Department. How you doing this afternoon? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. So I just did a domestic, and the male is going to be our victim. Is there any way that you can help us set him up with a place to stay tonight? Okay. $10.99. Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you. Bye. All right. So the after hours guy isn't there at their office right now. He's going to run from his house over there, and we're going to get you all lined up. Don't worry about it. This is a phone call that they wait on. So don't feel like you are making anybody do anything extra. So we're trying to make this as easy as possible. We're not wanting to take her and book her or anything like that.
No, I really, really appreciate it.
And I know how rough this stuff can be. Like I said, I've been married for 5.5 years. Believe me, if I were to say that me and my wife haven't had our share of spouts, I'd be lying to you. She lives with anxiety. I live with a woman.
No, both of us are really.
I know. Her anxiety elevates my
Yours.
anxiety, and sometimes
That's why I'm like, I
just
gotta walk away. I gotta breathe. And looking backfire is even then, But
I'm not going to try to sit here and give you like
No,
my advice.
yeah.
You've been on this road almost as long as what I have. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to really make a difference. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this has happened. I'm sorry that it went to this extent.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I get my key and make like a little bag? If you can grab me something.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Would you mind watching for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you don't mind doing it from over here, we don't want you to get hit in the road.
Okay.
So.
Witnesses say it was caused like a slap. And you say you slapped him and we're guessing the first. And I don't have anyone saying he actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like it was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from entering the van or to get space from you, not to slap the same. That makes sense. So if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course he's defending himself away from this guy. But we're kind of looking at the same way with him. So we have to treat both very if he was a bigger male and you a small female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Crown, Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender. I mean, essentially you can. Even if it makes no sense, you probably could not physically destroy this man with a heart.
This is Officer Robbins. Hey, how's it going? that's fine. I'm still going to be here for a few minutes dealing with this, so we have almost as much time as we need. So his name's going to be Brian, Brian. Last name Laundrie is Laundrie. In Laundrie. Yeah, well, it's not Y, it's IE at the end. Yes. So they were at Moonflower, the organic grocery store down the street from you guys, and they got into a heated argument. Both of them were saying it was over petty stuff. He told her to take a walk so that she could cool off. She refused, broke into the car after he walked her out of it. She started trying to slap and scratch him. He pushed her away. They both got in the vehicle, took off, and I found them out here next to me. No. Well, we are charging her with domestic. Assault. So there's going to be a protection order set in place between the two of them until he's able to get over to the PD tomorrow, because he doesn't want to pursue it, but I don't have a choice in this, as I'm sure you are well aware. So he's going to be wanting to go over to the PD first thing tomorrow morning as they open up to get the protective order removed. But that doesn't fix tonight. Yeah. We're both hopeful. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Yes, they both have Florida licenses. Of course. Right. Well, the other part of it is we don't think it's very likely, but with her as the suspect in this, would you be able to put her up for the night? Okay. I had to make sure I at least asked. It's better safe than sorry. So I didn't know if that would make your life any easier or any tougher on it. So. Beep, beep. Awesome. And if it's easier for you to just send me a text with a location, that works just as fine too. Alrighty, sounds like a plan. Thank you. What did you say your name was again? Pete or Philip? Phil. Okay. Alrighty, Phil. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, Brian. Can I take 2 minutes of your time real quick back here? So, because there was an assault that took place and your obviously showing signs of the strikes. Do you mind if I take pictures of the injuries that you sustained? I know it's not super severe. I mean, you want me to call? I mean, I can call the EMS if you want me to. You don't seem like you want to go that far.
If you want to take a photo, you can take a photo.
Yeah, I need to take pictures for my evidence because otherwise it's going to be your say, her say, my say, and the court's going, so I have to do this part of it, all right? So it's just going to be a couple of pictures.
Your phone?
Like your phone, do you know
Yeah.
where it is?
Yeah.
But that is phone. Where is it?
Just hang it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me if you don't mind me grabbing it.
I can grab it because it's like it's in a spot.
Why don't I go with you? Where are we going in the car?
Right face. And one of his ring fingers, I think, has got a scratch on it. And you saw earlier.
Yeah, I saw the news. Well, I was trying to build some consistency between stories. And then let me see your hand, because that. Yeah, I'm gonna get from that one. That way. We'll go. That works.
Could have been a pop. Or could have been a.
I know you said this is from a wire, but I'm going to take a picture of it just in case, and I'll document that you're saying that's from a wire, not from her. It's just I want to document everything. You know? And then your right arm. Do you have anything on the other arm, on your back, chest, anything like that? Let me get your neck real quick as well. You want to kind of tilt your head off to the right and look up?
This way?
Sure.
I don't know.
And then this is just for precautions. You mind lifting your shirt for me? We can go back here if you want some privacy. I want to, like I said, I want to do a very thorough job. I want to make sure that you don't have any additional injuries you don't need to know about.
I don't know. I'm good.
You mind put your collar down on me a little bit? On the other side? Alright. So I talked to my contact over there at CKD. People that can help with hotel rooms and stuff like that are out of the office. I'm just playing phone tag with a couple people trying to get it all lined up because certain people have access to the corporate card, he doesn't. So we're trying to get everything lined up. This is going to take us a few minutes to get that lined up, get her cited and stuff like that. Like I said, we're going to be handing her a piece of paper that has some of its dates, stuff like that, and she'll be able to give you all that information once you drop her out. Okay? So, you want to hang tight? Well, yeah. You want to go ahead and finish getting your stuff with this fine gentleman here?
It's better self-conscious calling her parents just to feel better. She doesn't want to not be with them today.
Oh my goodness. I've been talking to you and my thing was muted, Jeanette.
Oh, I didn't know. I was sitting here. I'm filling out a survey. So I'm like listening, but those long surveys the school sends.
I have been talking to you and I'm like, she's not answering me. Is she sleeping? And I'm talking about the video and saying things, commenting on the video, and I go, oh my God, I've been muted this whole time.
I couldn't hear anything.
Goodness
I was
gracious.
just listening to the video. So
yeah. All right, let me go ahead. Oh, Naomi's gonna be popping on soon. So she's gonna let me know when she gets well, yeah, she'll let me know. Are you able to see her pop-ups when she goes live?
Last night I didn't see it, and usually I do, and that was weird. I'm like, it always notifies me, and I missed it last night, so I saw it on the replay this morning. So
yeah, I watched it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know what time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's 10:21 here. What time is it over there where you're at?
It's 8:21.
All right. 8:21. Okay, yeah, you're right. You are in California. I keep forgetting you're over there in by Vegas, right? Or not
No.
Vegas. Oh my gosh.
Fresno, Bakersfield.
Lemoore.
Yeah, by Lemoore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like most people know
All right, here we
if
go.
the base. So.
Huh? Say it
I
again.
said most people know only Lemoore because of NAS Lemoore, the base. So
Oh, okay.
there's a
Yeah.
Navy there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, let me see what she's doing, and I'm gonna let you know if she's hopping on yet.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Jeanette, she's on.
On her live over at her channel? Or here?
Yeah. Do you want me to send you a thing, or are you able to just get on?
I'll go over there. Are you
All right.
going?
Bye, babe.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm already in there. All right. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Okay. Bye, sweetie.